Hi, what's up, gamers? Welcome back to Spectrobes Origins, Episode 2. This time, we're going to be attempting to get through at least the first boss, and hopefully, onto the second planet.
Let's do this! Honky dee
Couldn't have said it better. Of course, safety first. Please don't be whacking your friends, pets, parents, nor any fish. Because whacking your fish would be very unpleasant for you and the fish. Because then your parents are going to make you clean it up. And you're going to get whacked by your parents. Nunchuck already connected. Duke. Alrighty, we're back in the game. So, how's everyone from yesterday? Quarantine going well? Yeah, quarantine's going okay for me as well. If you look at the video uploaded beforehand, you can see I needed a haircut. Find Kotetsu's apprentice. So before we can even head to the boss, we have to go that way. Woo! Let's go. Also, please give me feedback. If you need the volume up, let me know. If you need it down, let me know. If I need to talk louder, let me know. But for now, we have to fight. Oh wait. Let's just attack him. Rah, rah, rah. Oh, we're stuck. There we go. First glitch of the game in the longest time. Let me protect my Spectrobes. And now for the fun part. Leveling up. Phew, you're a lifesaver. I was out here looking for some materials when those crawls surrounded me. Now let's hope they don't teleport us, because then I can just go around and grab some minerals, perhaps do some leveling again, you know, the good stuff. But they do. Oh, you found Gunmark. That fool had me worried sick. Sorry for all the trouble. Now about that bridge. I'm afraid I have some bad news. Of course. The repairs are going to take a little longer. Yeah, that's kind of normal. Now that's what we were looking for. Basically in the game, certain areas might have these. There's also a separate way to get them. But essentially these expansion cubes are a way to allow you to have more Spectrobes throughout the game. Thanks for the meaningless mineral. Now this is probably the coolest part about Spectrobes Origins. You do get to go hang out with your Spectrobes. And I mean, actually hang out. Yeah, it still sounds mean. Oh, and before I forget, as I said, I'm going to be swapping characters now. Mainly because I said I'd do it for every other episode. Yeah. Let's go. So, there's actually two ways to swap around which character is which. But this is the first way, the other way is back in your ship. So for now, I'm going to swap to Gina and let's head up. Don't worry, we'll get in some fighting as well. But one nice thing about going this direction is that I can also unlock that other area. But I still can't get a new weapon, because why would I ever be allowed to get a new weapon? Oh wait. I remembered incorrectly, didn't I? I did. That's a fighting thing. For now, I'm just going to grab that. And let's head up. I won't waste much time, because we're trying to get to the boss here, right? And I can explore as I feel fit. Yeah. Now the only thing I gotta remember is how to roll. Because your character can dodge. I just don't remember how. Break a leg, Gina. Not literally. Ah, here we are. Spectrobes. Search team. Getting started. So I could click that. Or I could throw one of my other Spectrobes in. Mainly I'd like to evolve him. So I'll throw this water type up here. Let's throw Kamainu back up here. And hit Z. Oh no, did he reveal his nationality? Yes, I just did. So this is how you're mainly going to be feeding your Spectrobes. So you click these, and there's two ways. You can either individually set down the mineral, like I'll show right now, by clicking the Z button. Or you can do what I'm about to do. If you run around, you can actually just spam the Z button and have it go out. It's kind of easy. So he's yet to level up. Let's change that. Get it. Well, bam. But as you can see, his star is now shining. However, can't quite evolve him yet. Hello, little guy. Now where's my other little guy? This is a turtle. But I'll show you guys the different power levels of each one. So green minerals will give them 32. A yellow mineral, 64. Just as an example. Well, let him eat one. He won't level up though, sadly. But I can place the second one. Swap out back to blue and go SPAM! Just to show you all. And let's also go spam for this boy. Because blue minerals are a dime a dozen. But as you can see, kind of easy to get them to level up through this. But battle is a nice, easy way as well. But for the little guys, the incubator is the best way. Here you go, pal. And when they're full, they take a nap. And so gear is a different way to level up Spectrobes, but it also can train them to use their abilities. Abilities they get later on. So if I go to training, you can give them some gear to fight. It's another way. Just like gear and training, it's just simply the same thing. Now the camera, you're allowed to get some photos of. And Spectrobes as they run around. Save them to your Wii if you feel like it. There also is another area you can unlock in the game for this, but for now, this is the only one I'm able to get. It's not the hugest, it's not huge. As you can see, there's a wall right there, and it's not that far on the other side, but it's a nice little relaxing area. And as I said, it is an incubator. But yeah, if you looked at before, we previously had 1, now we got 5. So what I'm going to do is go to Battle Team, and I'm actually going to take out Spiken. Go to there. And I was also showing that. But I'm going to see if I can get Spiken maybe 1 level, and then see if I can get the Marex 1 more level. If I can't, I can't, right? But it will make life easier. How much you need, buddy? Oh boy. I don't think... Yeah, we might be able to get 1. If I do the math, yeah. Clink. There you go, big fella. Where's your big hungry fella? Oh, wow, he needs 1 green. Or 1 blue. That's an easy level up, though. Well, we'll do it anyway. Come on. Come on. There you go.
Little one.
Yes, little one. Yeah, they're kind of cute. So now we're going to go check out Marex, see if we can get some a level off of him. If not, we'll be fighting with him for the next few battles. Yeah, in general, it's simple, but a little complicated. Oh, we can definitely get a level off him. Come here, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. That's all I needed. But yeah, so that's the game of when you're trying to play like that. For whatever reason, my remote wasn't working. Yeah, so there you go. That's the first bit of the game. Basics of the basics. But now for the fun part. The weird part is I wondered why they were explaining this all over again, despite there being 2 games where you already had an incubator. But, you know, I like the new mechanic of being able to walk around with them. And it was really nice that they teleport you here. That way you don't have to run all the way back and spend half a minute. Forges and ferrets. How could I forget? The bridge's repair's complete. There we go. So now he's giving us a new weapon. Basically, this weapon is the key for your own character to deal damage against the boss. Personally, I'm not a fan of the lances in this game, but to show it off, I'll equip it. So as I said in the previous video, come here, click your lance. So as you see, it has 28 attack, 19 defense. While your sword has 21 attack, or 27, and 19 defense. Not that good, but a little better. We'll be able to hit a little tiny bit harder. But the main difference between the lance and the sword is that the lance actually is a charge-up weapon. You hold it back, and then you just charge forward. But now, welcome back to the Dawn Bridge, where sadly Dawn from Pokemon isn't.
Go.
Yeah, Gina's a lot nicer with the Spectrobes than Rollin is.
Come back.
Whereas one place Rollin is just screaming at them to do stuff. Gina's just like, come here. Come on, let's go. Nice and chill. Which is a very nice counteraction to Rollin's hot-headedness.
Go.
So we already got most of the Spectrobes we can get in this kind of an area. So rather than waste that much more time, let's keep going.
Go.
Nah, never mind, I'm joking.
Go.
Let's waste a little bit more time.
Go.
There we go. Wanted to have a look at that. And yeah, waterfall. Beauty, eh? And I'm just showing you guys all around this because there are little secrets to the game that the game does reveal in itself. But if you weren't really looking for it, you probably wouldn't have found this. And I'm not sure if you have to defeat the boss for this, but you can potentially get a new Spectrobe over here. That's a reference to the first game.
Go.
However, it also shows a little variation with the first game compared to this one. In the first game,
Go.
the Spectrobe is called a Zozane and looks a little bit more spiky, to say. In this game, it's called a Zazane. I think that might be your little friend here. Nope, that's a Tobapod. So as you saw, if it's an unknown pod, it's a new Spectrobe. If it's a Tobapod or something of the sort, it's a new one. Or, like, it's an old one, but you know what I mean. Words! Strong suit? Never.
Go.
Let's have a fight so I can show you guys this lance.
Okay, let's go.
So I have to get out of the area.
Go.
So as you saw, that's how the lance will work. Definitely deals a lot more damage. But as I said, I have my own preference of. Yeah, so after this fight, I'll switch back into the sword because then you can at least get what I was doing before, which were the combos. Here we go. Yeah, the lance is just a little too slow. There are better ones in the game, but as you know, we don't really have them yet. And I'd like to get them.
Go.
No, I wanted you to go get that one. Come on. Let's go. So tip, if you see something that you want to get with the excavation, send your Spectrobe over in case if you don't want to accidentally run through a portal to the next area. So I'm going to also show you guys now the map. So what the game essentially wants you to do is go this way. This is an area for later on in the game. I'm going to go over here. No, I don't want to go back through the area we just came from. The reason I'm going over here is just I love to
Go.
Come on, Inu. That way. you disobedient pooch. Don't worry, I love him. He's fine. I'm not gonna trap him away in a tunnel. And we got a new Torga. So, some of these Spectrobes, they're just, like, you already have them. You might not want to keep them. The only reason you might is if you want that Searcher Spectrobe. Rather than... There we go. So these guys are pretty weak just due to them having no defense. But if they did have a defense... Ow. So I might just... Okay, so we're going to swap out here only because Spike-In is taking a little bit too much damage. There we go. I got my level up, so I didn't have to waste anything, really. Have a look around, see nothing, come up here. Yeah, as you can tell, it is a little difficult sometimes as they do try to do a level curve. Just for the challenge of the game. Really? Is there nothing up here?
Go.
Probably gonna get screamed at in comments like, yo, you missed a thing! Or none of you are able to see the little tiny pixels of these.
Go.
Mystery? Nah, it's another Zenny. Darn it! It's always worth a try, right? And that was grass.
Go.
But that wasn't.
Go.
There we go.
Go.
No, okay. We're good. Alright, so now I'll go to the proper...
Go.
Never mind. It's a yellow. So yellow's really good.
Go.
You can have better. Like, I really mean much better. But for now, yellow's okay. I'd rather have a yellow than nothing at all. Ooh, yes.
Go. Go.
There we go. And also, you don't have to pick up everything you excavate. So if you see one of those dark things, the dark minerals that summon enemies, and you just don't feel like you can take it on, don't worry about it. You can just call your Spectrobe back, don't run over it yourself, and you should be fine. Just making sure I'm checking the map right.
Go.
So, I'm just looking to see if we can get any new Spectrobes.
Go.
Or maybe a level up with Spike-In. But otherwise... Ooh, green. Nice.
Go.
Otherwise, I would just, like, normally rush through this, go to the boss fight. But again, the maps are very pretty.
Go.
And the only reason I might add a second controller, not even for the players,
Go.
would be to show you guys how efficiently... Oh, there, that's a new one. Orange. So that gives about 128, if I remember correctly. And that's also why I'm looking around, is because you do get better minerals throughout the game. And orange is probably one of the more popular, aside from yellow once you get to other planets. When we get to the next planet, most of the minerals are probably going to be around green. And blue still, maybe a couple more yellow, but due to the level curve, it's not going to be too much different. There we go. So it doesn't offer much XP when you're excavating, but it gives you enough to make it worthwhile to at least have them, and if you don't want to spend time. There we go, we got a mystery. And guess what, guys? We can find out what that mystery is. right away. But first, I do want to show you guys this area. So when you get to the desert planet, you unlock a creature that actually lets you get across. Honestly, if it wasn't for how deep and dark that is, you could probably make that. Or just, climb around the side.
Go.
Can't believe I almost missed that.
Go.
Oh, I got a Spectrobe. So I'm not going to excavate everything I get. Like some of the fossils I might just exchange, not use. But I will show you guys the lab menu. Alright, let's go back to here, excavate and awaken. So, we have some new ones. Let's see what we get! So, if this is a mineral, which it surprisingly isn't, you can actually just excavate minerals sometimes. Which they try to do as like a kind of troll on you throughout the game. Ooh. I got a little lucky there. So as you saw, I didn't quite get all of it. But we're getting it. Alright, so now we're going to head to the hammer. And the harder you swing the hammer, the more it actually is a hammer. So, when you swing a hammer hard, you can take out a large chunk. If you swing it soft, you can take out less, but you also don't risk damaging the Spectrum. As you just saw, I could have been very careless and damaged the Spectrum. And I'd rather not have to level up the Spectrum very much. Because this will be our first sky type. And it is a sheep. I'm actually going to prematurely use the blow tool. Because sometimes you don't need to drill. It's just a suggestion. Look at that. Just under 2 minutes with 100%. Sadly, it's a B. That's because I took a while, but I'd rather them be at 100 than them not being at 100. So, as you can see, exchange. So even if you do dig them up, it's not always not worth it. You get a little bit of a randomizer for it. Oh boy. There we go. Look at our little sheep with the rainbow. And yes, Pokemon did a little bit of copying. He's okay with that name for now. As I said, I'd like you guys to name them. So, I'm gonna excavate, but I'm gonna show you guys how to purposely kill a Spectrobe and what happens. When you do this, you destroy him and feel very sad about it. So I'm going to do that. This is probably the slowest way, but you can place a bomb right there. Personally, I'll just do that. You enjoy the ear rape, people? Yeah, that's a failure, and that's what can happen. But now, I'm actually going to excavate again and show you guys how you can get the items. And this is probably one of the easier ways to get items, and more or less more fun. So since that didn't damage him, I'm actually going to do that everywhere. which is a real tactic which you can do to kind of free up the Spectrobe as much as possible. And then I'll just do one there. There we go. Do a little bit of that. Alrighty. As you can see, nice and easy. There are different tactics to going about it. I've just been showing you guys my tactics. And if my tactics work for you, use them. If they don't, well, figure out your own. So, since I'm just trying to get an item, I'm just trying to be quick rather than be very safe. And even then, I'm doing very well. And now we'll go below. So it's just this one spot. We can finish it. Done. So I'll excavate the rest off of video, but I will show you what the exchange system is. Exactly. You can trade unwanted Spectrobes for an item. I got 2 rice balls out of it, which is actually very good for this next area, in case if our boss gives us trouble. And now we are healed.
Go.
Gimme. Save. Yes. Yeah, I'd like to keep playing. So now we're gonna go straight.
Go.
I'm not gonna run back for any special items or materials.
Go. Go.
Nice job, Kamainu. And that was the only reason I wanted to come over here, was for the green. Aha, here it is.
Go.
There's also one of these over here, so I'll give you a quick look around. And there's our little buddy opening up an area for us. When we start heading back to our ship after the boss fight, I'll also go grab my Sky Spectrobe and open up that area. No reaction, but we can get the key later, which will be very nice. Welcome to the Valley of Mist, where boss number 1 resides and unlockables happen.
Go.
So you see all the rain? In the sense of deep, dark foreboding. Yeah, beware. You have mini-boss. Joking up. Let's just get him out.
Okay, let's go. Go. Over there.
So these are actually enemies from the first game. And as you noticed, I was actually missing due to simply the fact of they were up in the sky. There are flying enemies in this game, and they are harder to hit. But now, for the real fight. So, every boss has a weak point. This guy's is his head. But now for me to show you the cheese. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. I was trying to look at the map. Wrong way. Spectro, get out of my way. There it is. So we're going to try to run past this guy. So he's going to attack us. We're going to get out of the way there. And that's where we want to go. Due to the fact that if you get in there, he actually cannot hit you. And there's multiple areas like this around the entirety of the game. Well, of this one map. So, now for the cheese.
Look out! Now, go! Go! Look out! Over there! Look out!
As you can see, he literally cannot hit you.
Now, go! Look out! Go! Look out! Look out! Over there! Look out!
There we go, and that's an example of the weak point you can be fighting. So I'm now going to target that hand.
Now, go! Go! Look out! Over there! Attack! Look out! Look out!
There we go.
Now, go! Look out!
Ah, there we go. So how you roll is by flicking your nunchuck sideways. Just as you're about to aim.
Over there! Look out! Attack! Now, go! Look out! Go! Over there! Attack!
Oh, jeez.
Come back!
There we go. As you saw, I just got hit.
Now, go! Come back! Go! Come back! Over there! Attack! Now, go! Come back!
Haha! There we go, I'm in groove. So as you see,
Come back!
he's now in a kind of an angrier mood. As most bosses, they'll have a phase. And bosses with phases
Come back!
are pretty funny. What are my Spectrobes at? So I'm gonna finish him off with Mayorex, due to the fact Mayorex is yet to get up to level 9.
Come back!
But, the first boss
Come back!
is strong against his attacks. And that's just simply due to element.
Go! Come back! Over there! Come back! Attack! Come back! Now!
And that was my fault. So,
Come back!
you can get him.
Go! Come back! Over there! Come back!
And he's just being a little difficult because he's mad.
Come back! Now, go! Go! Come back! Over there! Attack! Now, go! Come back! Go!
Aha!
Come back!
And as you can see, I'm actually attacking his toes.
Come back! Now!
And voila! The boss is done. Nice and easy. As you saw, minimal damage taken. I got a level up.
Nothing like a
And
nice
gutsy.
light workout.
Hey, watch it now. Don't get cocky. Look,
What is it?
it looks like some sort of stone.
Bet it got dropped when that crawl went down. Might be some sort of booby trap. I'd back off.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna explode. Negative for toxins, too. We should take it and examine it later.
So that's the key to evolution in this game. When you get those kinds of minerals, they're evolutionary ones. But they'll tell you that yourself. But essentially you need one to evolve any Spectrobe that you have. Now, it wants you to explore the cave. I like to explore everything else first. So, nothing over here. Obvious enough. But what's the map show? So the map wants us to kind of go into an area like that. However, I like to explore more and get different items. So this is what the boss was kind of hiding over here
Go.
when he spawned in. More items!
Go.
There we go. So the reason I was aiming to do the cheese as well, besides helping out people to see how it goes, is so I don't actually have to,
Go.
you know, like waste the healing items, because
Go.
they look plentiful now. But when you're in the harder boss fights and if you don't prepare, you're gonna get wrecked. And I really mean that. So I should have brought our water type with us, and I should have put our sky type on us. However, we can always come back.
Go.
For now,
Go.
let's have a look at our areas here. Wants us to continue?
Go.
I see no issue. Let's go. Also, the buzzing you hear is my remote going off. Whoa, check it out, Gina. The door opened. Yeah. So, thanks, Captain. Very neat trick. And now, voila. Welcome to the first Spectromaster's cave. Don't go touching everything, man. That's like my main thing, though. I'm an old-time Zelda player. Let's go! So, here's a little secret. So throughout the game you get these lost memos. And on these memos are usually secrets to either minerals, a fancy Spectrobe, or other things that might just be really beautiful. So as you see, we now have a lost memo. Inception Hill. In the area surrounding Sanctum Ruins, I discovered the fossil of a Spectrobe. It's a powerful fighter with a golden yellow body that matches absolutely perfectly with its fire property. So if we go to Inception Hill, we might be able to find a fire-type Spectrobe. Now for the excavation site. I heard a most particular rumor that from the blacksmith of Haven Village, he told me that there was something shining in a pond at the excavation site behind the village. Perhaps a water Spectrobe could reveal if that rumor is true. We have a water Spectrobe. Yet each of these have one. So, Dawn Bridge. This is talking about the shoe Spectrobe that we got. Tsubetsu. Hi, Mom. When you're just like, I'm gonna let the video continue as it is, eh? Thank you. Have a great day, Mom. Cameo from my mom. Sunny grassland. The name Sunny Grassland comes from the golden sunlight that pours onto the massive tree. It is said that through this tree the power of the sky is channeled into the earth, hinting at maybe a different Spectrobe might be found there, like the Zenny we found.
Oh, check it out. Weird. This is totally different from the rest of the place.
Yeah, you're right. It's like something from some ancient ruin. My guess is someone discovered this first, then built that lab back there.
If you're right about that, we could be sitting on something pretty crucial here.
Hey, Roland, check this out.
What the? I don't get it.
If you ask me, I'd say we're not the first MPP officers to find this place. But who was it?
Well, that's impossible. I've never seen anything in any report about a mission here. Doesn't make sense. Whoa, Gina, look at that over there in the corner. That's a Spectrobe fossil. And it's definitely not a normal one either. Know what I mean? There's just something weird about it.
I'll say, it's glowing.
And we have another little one. Hi, Molly.